Good morning, everybody. Subject chemistry for first year, second semester students. Environmental studies 2. In the previous sessions, environmental studies, we learned about the air pollution and pollutants based on origin and pollutant based on the physical states and causes of air pollution, what is the air pollution and which are the causes of the air pollution. In that we have to explain the causes, the important and major reasons or major causes of the transportation system and industries in the previous session. So for that continuation, in this session we have to continue in the next um, reason, next causes for the pollution of the air: deforestation. It is a wonderful and it is a good word, defor and forestation and forest and surroundings and environment is and good and fresh air we are getting from the forest when we are going to be every year also. Government initiate the new programs for the Harita Haram, like that programs to develop the forest. So that antibody is nothing but deforestation. By the deforestation we are getting the air pollution. And how is the going to be increase the air pollution? By the deforestation. What is the deforestation? The removal of forest or plants or trees, or cutting of the plants or trees is called as deforestation. What do you mean deforestation? Removal of trees by cutting or anyway to removal of plants, to removal of trees in the forest, that is called as deforestation. Green plants use the carbon dioxide and liberate the oxygen in the photosynthesis reaction. By the photosynthesis reactions, every plant and trees are making their own foods. That's why they are called as producers. They should be not depend on others to making the food. We are also human beings are also depend on the others, on plants, on animals. We are depend the food purpose. But here plants and trees are does not depend on others. They are producing their own food by the photosynthesis process. Here photosynthesis process. In the photosynthesis process, they should be making their glucose, fructose as like that by using the sunlight, carbon dioxide and oxygen. So here carbon dioxide is plants are using the carbon dioxide, whatever they releasing by the human beings and animals, that will be sustainability and stabilized by plants. So by deforestation, plants and trees are cutting. Then how can it would be it will be going to be stabilized the environment by the carbon dioxide. That's why whenever we are going to be cutting the plants, then carbon dioxide percentage is excessive. That's why that excessive carbon dioxide will be polluted the air. So it's a good process. By the green plants we are save the environment and we are getting the fresh oxygen also. By cutting up trees we can't able to take the oxygen, good fresh oxygen, and as well also increases the carbon dioxide percentage. It results in the increasing the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, which causes the global warming. What do you mean global warming? Global warming is nothing but heating the globe, heating the earth due to the increasing of carbon dioxide in the environment. By the global warming, when once that heated the earth, what happened? What happening? Ice caps on the poles. At the poles, ice caps are automatically melts. Whenever that melts the ice caps, that we know that on the earth only 25 percentage land is there. The remaining regions is nothing but water. Remaining part is covered with the water. So automatically the whenever the poles are merged, automatically sea levels are increased. Whenever that increases, the sea levels are nothing but valleys and so many plain areas are automatically merged and floods are there. By the floods, there are so many effects are there. We are losing our lives. We are losing the luxury lives. We are losing the so many and whatever their development is also losing. That's why it is a very important deforestation is the causes to the air pollution and agricultural activities. So generally we know that you are everybody almost to 80% of students are belongs to farmer families. Behind you farmers are there, either your brothers or sisters or your parents are behind you, they are farmers. You know the farmer farmers activities in in their daily life. They are going to be failed, then they have to do the some of the works. How they was working in their fields. You know that cultivation is there, and by the cultivation and they're sowing the seeds and then plantation, then how much fertilizers are using, huh? And pesticides are using, insecticides are using. So however they are using that pesticides, insecticides and fertilizers, you know that. So some of these poisonous chemicals spread in the atmosphere causing the air pollution. Whenever they are spraying on the vegetables, spraying on the crop, pesticides, insecticides, automatically they are mixed with the air. That smell will be spread over the entire the environment. Then automatically our field, suppose our village is there, around the village, the totally fields are there. On the fields, they are all farmers also spraying in their on their crops pesticides and insecticides. Then automatically that smell is nothing but that particles are poisonous chemical particles are spread in the atmosphere and causing the air pollution. That air we are taking, so that is the agricultural activities also causes for the air pollution. So next one, radioactive material. This is the new word for you. Is nothing but radioactive materials, where we are seeing that radioactive elements in our daily life. Radioactive rays coming out from the atomic reactors, hospitals, or nuclear explosions pollute the atmosphere. Okay, you doesn't know, you doesn't see that, but nowadays we are seeing that much in the hospital. X-rays and radio UV rays, they are applying to scanning the to scanning the hospital. In the hospital they are applying the reactors, they are applying the rays. So that rays should be polluted the air, that environment should be polluted the air. But this is the minor pollution. Why? Because we should hospitals are minor pollutions. But here, radioactive coming from the atomic reactors. Nowadays, we are generating the power by the atomic reactors. Once upon the disaster, okay, the biggest disaster in the Japan, reactors are exploded and the total gases are evolved in the air. Then so many people are affected by that one. So, and nuclear influence are more hazardous to living organisms, and by that nuclear influences influences are very dangerous to the. So radioactive materials also causes for the air pollution and wars nowadays. Suppose Pakistan, India, and India, China borders are there. In the border, military activities are there for the save the countries. So many synthetic toxic chemicals used during the war released into the atmosphere causes the air pollution. Military vehicles are there. Military vehicles are using the war. Military aeroplanes, aircrafts, jets they are using in the wars, and they are using the guns, bombs, different types of weapons, different types of chemicals. So that wars should be causes for the air pollution or accidents or errors in the industries. Industries, some of the time, industries, as usually regularly they are polluted the air pollution by the chimneys and by the releasing of poisonous chemicals. But sometimes poisonous chemicals are released into the atmosphere due to the human errors or defective methods from the industries. However, that just in these days, nowadays, earlier one of the disaster is happening in the Sri Shailam Dam, at the Sri Shailam Dam, in the power plant, hydraulic power plant, by the human errors, such as chemicals have the hazardous effect on the organisms. So this is the accidentally in the industries, some of the reactors are exploded, and by the exploding of the reactors, the so many people are affected by that gas, chemical poisonous gases. As like that, the biggest disaster once upon 1985. In the 1985, carbide factory, the carbide factory at Bhopal disaster, we know that MIC gas is released by human error. Methyl isocyanate gases are released. By that gas, 10,000, 20,000 people were dead, and so many lakhs of people will affected by that time, and health mentally disabled and physically disabled and physically handicapped by that disaster. So accidents or errors in the industries are also causes the air pollution. The here example also same given that look here, methyl isocyanate liberated from the Union Carbide factory on 3 1980 in Bhopal city killed approximately 3,000 people and affected several more than 50,000 people. That is one of the example of the accidents in the industries and natural reasons. Volcanic eruption release the poisonous gases like that sulfur oxides, H2S, carbon monoxide, chlorine gases are whenever volcanic eruptions. Forest fires, pollen grains of flowers, decay of vegetable matter, dust and sandstones, bacteria, virus, they are spread in the air, automatically air polluted. So natural reasons are also causes for the air pollution. These are the air pollution. So, effects of air pollution on human beings. On human beings, how it is affected the air pollution. Look here. The presence of sulfur dioxide in the air. Suppose sulfur dioxide is released into the air, it is a polluted the air. How it is affected the human beings? Suppose by the sulfur dioxide in the air, when we have to take the sulfur dioxide, human beings causes the asthma, bronchitis, bronchitis, and eye irritation, bronchitis, asthma, so lungs problems, especially lungs problems, eyes problems due to the sulfur dioxide when it is present in the air. The nitrogen oxides can be causes the respiratory illness among the children. So among the children, when nitrogen oxides are present in the air, automatically that children's respiratory system will be affected by the nitrogen oxides. Carbon monoxide is a very toxic gas. Carbon monoxide released by the vehicles, toxic gas. It combines with the hemoglobin of blood and reduces the oxygen carrying capacity of blood. Suppose blood carrying the oxygen to the every cell from the respiratory system, from the lungs. So when carbon monoxide you have to take from the air, automatically carbon monoxide is a toxic gas and it combines with the hemoglobin of the blood. In the blood, hemoglobin is there. Hemoglobin and reduces the oxygen carrying capacity of the blood. Blood will be strongness depend on the hemoglobin percentage. So carbon monoxide attacking on the hemoglobin present in the blood, then automatically carrying capacity of the oxygen is decreased. Then it is a very dangerous gas and it is a and peroxyacetyl nitrate PAN causes the irritation of skin, nose, eyes and throat. It may also cause cancer. Peroxyacetyl nitrile. It is a secondary pollutant, causes the air pollution, and by the primary pollutants chemical reactions it will be produced. PAN is causes to the cancer, skin cancer, and it is the irritation to the skin, nose, eyes, and throat. And effects of air pollution on human beings and coal miners normally suffered with the black lung disease. Black lung disease. Coal miners normally suffered with the black lung disease. Asbestos workers suffer with pulmonary fibrosis. Pulmonary fibrosis. Pulmonary fibrosis means nothing but respiratory system affected. The coal miners normally suffered with the black lung disease, lung diseases. They always be taking the coal in the respiratory. The stone crushers suffer with the silicosis caused by the powder of the stones. Powder of the stones. Silicosis. And tetraethyl lead is used in the petrol for the control of ignition. So, petrol burns steady and regularly for the ignition, regular ignition. We have to add the to the petrol tetraethyl lead is used in the petrol for the control of ignition. Most of traffic policemen suffer with lead poisoning. Lead poisoning. Lead has detrimental effect on children's brain and development. So tetraethyl lead, when we have to use it in the petrol, automatically traffic policemen are suffered with the lead poisoning. Lead has a detrimental effect on children's brain also and development of the brain also. Hydrocodons causes the causes much irritation to the mucous membrane. Excess of hydrocarbons increases mucous secretions, as a result of which tracts are blocked and the man coughs regularly. Arsenic dust from processing industries causes arsenosis or skin cancer. Arsenic is also very dangerous chemical. Due to the arsenic, we have to getting the skin cancer also. So these are the effects air pollution effects of air pollution on human beings. We learned that the what much how much important of the causes of air pollution, and among them transportation system, industries, deforestation, agricultural activities. These are the very important causes for the air pollution. By air pollution, how much effects on the human beings? Very important. Nitrogen oxides, sulfur oxides, arsenic, antimony, and and carbon monoxide. How is the effect on the human beings? And peroxyacetyl nitrate causes the cancer, and coal miners normally suffered with the black lung diseases. Asbestos workers suffer with the pulmonary fibrosis. Stone crushers suffer with the silicosis caused by the powder of the stones. And uh, traffic policemen suffer with the lead poisoning. Lead has the detrimental effect on the children's brain and development of the children's brain. That will be the tetraethyl lead is used in the petrol for the controlling of the ignition. Tetraethyl lead, whenever that burns, it will be affect the traffic policeman. And arsenic dust from the processing industries, we are getting the arsenic dust in the air, then we have to affected the arsenosis or skin cancer. So in the next topic, we have to study about the effects of the air pollution on animals and on living things, and general effects of the air pollution. For the continuation of this chapter, this session will be today is complete, and in next session we have to learn about the studied about the effects of the air pollution and general effects of the air pollution in the continuation in the second session, next session. Okay, thank you everybody. Thank you.